What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about MicroStrategy today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. Retrospectively, this is something I was thinking about today, actually, was that we did go all the way down, right, to $232. And for a long time, whenever we were analyzing we were using this thing here, MicroStrategy openinterest.io here, we were looking at the max pain. You guys remember it was at 230, and we weren't thinking we'd go to 230, but man, max pain, it went right to that max pain level. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling the max pain with MicroStrategy, that's for sure. My call options got wrecked, bro, but that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes that happens, and that's why you also hold the underlying asset beyond just that too, right? You don't put your entire life savings into stuff like this, just small amounts, right? So that you can live to fight another day. If we're looking at this thing, let's see. What are we experiencing? Oh, look at that. Max pain next week, you guys. You see that? Next week, March 7th here. The expiration on March 7th, max pain is at 275. We're at 255 now. The momentum is shifting, my friends. All the bulls got shaken out, and all of the bears came rolling in. Oh, of course they did. Yes, they did. What about end of March? What would that be? What's the expectation? $300 is what it says max pain. That can change though. This can change day to day, especially as things come in. What about open interest here, real quick? Is this okay? Cool. I see here. Yeah, man, there's a lot of puts open. Can I get? Is there a way that I can view all expiries? Yes, there we go. I feel like I always have to do this. There we go. Still have a lot of, all right, so a lot of these calls are going to have to roll over. I wonder what next week's going to look like. I'm definitely curious to see how we open up on Monday, if any of this stuff shifts. I would expect it does. There's still probably going to be a good bit of calls, but I would really like it if this put to call ratio changed. It wouldn't surprise me if you remained call dominant, you didn't remain put dominant. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because Bitcoin really does look like it's about to see some bullish stuff happening, right? So that's going to be good for MicroStrategy as well. That's going to be good for the growth. Here you're down, I mean, you're up about 6.4% on the day. Bitcoin closed its day yesterday negative. So the fact that MicroStrategy closed positive, I guess, is a positive thing. If we look at this from a high to a low here, the expected areas that you'd move to, I think, would be somewhere around your golden ratio. That's at about $392, $417, right around this high here, right around these highs here. You probably find some turbulence. I would expect you find some turbulence, and then you move up from there. Will it be a straight shot to new all-time highs or not? I don't know. Maybe it goes to 492 to 452 first. You do something like this, move up to here, and then you find resistance, and then you go up to that area. But I would expect, ultimately, inevitably, MSTR is well on its way to targets that are at $918 to $1,600 even, right? $1,600 is a target that just came online with this recent dip here, you guys. I do think that 1,300 to 1,100 is where we could go. It's very possible that that's in my expectation of where I think this move tops off. I think that will be mid to late April, somewhere in that kind of time frame. The way I have it drawn here, it's like early April, but I would think it'd be somewhere here to like the end of April. But if anything, it might be $918. If anything, it might be $1,600. I very much do expect that MicroStrategy will break above $1,000 by the end of this next move, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. If we're looking, not that way, sorry. If we're looking at the daily RSI, you have been in a downtrend since December, November. You've been in a downtrend, lower lows, lower highs, stuff like that, and you've hit the oversold zone. Generally, you end downtrends in the oversold zone, and we haven't broken out of it yet, but I think it's time to start looking to break out of it, right? We are at least at the bottom of the downtrend, right? We can move up, and we likely will move up from here. This could be an area where we break out, and if we break the downtrend, that would be very compelling evidence that we are in fact moving higher. Not just moving higher, but if we're breaking the downtrend in the RSI, we're breaking the downtrend here, starting a new trend, a new uptrend. The last uptrend that we started, that we formed, let's see, it moved up from a relative low here to a relative high there. That last uptrend was 377% of a move from the low to the high, at least the relative low where the move started. Same kind of concept here would take you all the way up to about, you guessed it, $1,123 right there, man. And likely, I would expect this move to actually be bigger than the last move. I think this endeavor is going to be a little bit more bullish than the last one. Pessimism is at its all-time highs right now, you guys. You've done nothing but form good support here with very minimal amounts of volume coming on the way down, a lot of volume coming on the way up. I very much expect that MSTR is going to be worth over $1,000 here in the next probably like 6 to 8 weeks. Some guy was saying in one of my comments, he was like, "So what? No more $1,000 target?" And I'm like, I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where $1,000 has never been off the table. That's never something that's off the table. That's still there. It'll probably be there until we get there, or until they split the stock because it's at such a high valuation. I would anticipate that that we do still see it. It's not going to happen by the end of March. It's probably going to happen sometime in April, right? That's all. If we're looking at this thing on a 1 hour, just to see if we can confirm it here, the 1 hour looks like it broke out of a downtrend and you look constructive, like you want to go higher. That's good. On a 3 hour time frame, in a downtrend, but again, reaching to break out of it. That's a very long and tenacious downtrend, you guys. That'll be a big deal to break. The 3 hour time frame doesn't really hold that much significance, especially when in comparison to the daily time frame. But this 3 hour, man, that's a downtrend that's lasted since November, and that's basically reflected in the daily as well, right? It's the same thing, so just on a different scope. Yeah, this is looking really good, you guys. Looking really, really productive. Looking at the weekly RSI, you have lower lows here in the RSI while maintaining higher lows in the price. It's hidden bullish divergence, often indicating that you are going to reverse and move higher. You filled the gap. I don't know what else to say, man. It looks really damn bullish. So I suppose we can talk about this thing a little bit on a time perspective. 255 now. 255 now. By the end of next week, I'm expecting you will be, depending on how high Bitcoin moves up, you'll be somewhere around like 315 to 356. By the end of the following week, you might be around 400 to 440, something like that. Going into the end of March, I would expect you around 440 to 550, somewhere in your all-time high area by the end of March. And then going into April, end of April, I suspect you'll break through that, and that's when we really begin the trek to $1,000. I don't assume to know how this thing's going to move. It could move rather immediately up. It could be a fast movement up, but I would assume that you're going to do something that's a little bit more methodical on your way up until you get to this area, and that is where you're probably going to bust through the roof and see a very, very, very powerful move in a very, very short amount of time, okay? That's the expectation. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. Let's look at the ribbons and then we'll finish this video up because I know some of you guys like the ribbons out there. Daily ribbon just crossed to the downside. Sometimes a fresh cross indicates that you pull back up to the ribbon, and that would make sense for what I expect next week to do. Find a little turbulence there, maybe pull back and then continue higher, something like that. Weekly time frame, looking good. Tipped the bottom of the ribbon, definitely a nice look. I mean, you did that last time whenever you found support. Did you move up immediately? No, you moved up and you moved back down and then you moved up immediately about 5 weeks later. So don't get it in your head that we have to move up right now. I don't know why my phone is my camera is glitching out on me. The internet, guys, it's the weirdest thing. It's not the internet's fault, it's my phone's fault. It like just keeps losing connection to the router. Or maybe the router's booting me. I have no idea, but who cares? I'm going to take the camera off so we don't have to worry about that. Who cares? Looking at the monthly time frame here, you're all in good shape, man. It all looks good. So I got nothing but good things to say about you, MicroStrategy. You did not give us the month we were expecting in February, but I assume that March and April will be exactly what we've been looking for over the past few months now. So time will tell. We'll see how it goes. Hit the like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I greatly appreciate you all. Take it easy, and bye. That's a B-U-Y, not B-Y-B-Y. All right, take care. Bye-bye.